In part 16 of our SharePoint Basics series, we'll be looking at the term store. This is not something you can easily cover in 5 minutes, so I do suggest go to my blog site, so tracyvanderschuyf.com, and if you go to the Around the Office in 365 Days index, you'll see that I did 6 blogs. There we go. Day 101 and back. I did 6 blogs around term store management, which gives you best practice tips and tricks, how to set it up, how to look at it, the different ways that you can build it. Term store management is not something to take lightly because it affects everything that you do, and you can use it across your site collections. So please read those blogs of mine first to just get the basics around setting up your term store. Now, if I look at the term store site collection or site column, that I explained in the previous video clip, is available on this site, and any sub-sites are built below that. Lookups is only available on this site. Choices is only available on the specific app. So term store is definitely the better way for me to do these things. I'm going to go to site information, and then I'm going to go to view all settings. Depending on your permissions that you have, you will then see the site collection administration side or not. If you don't, then you don't have the correct permissions, and speak to the right people to get that organized. So the term store, and for me it's always much easier to just very, very quickly look for it. Term store management. When I go to term store management, now my term store, some of the basics are already set up. So term store is used for a taxonomy across all your sites and site collections, which of course is applicable to the whole business. We would normally set up the term store to look at like organizational structures, like departments and processes, document types, products and sub-products, things that gets reused all over in the company for classification and categorization. So in my term store, you'll at the moment see people, products, and then there's the normal search directories. So if I go to people, I've already set up departments, job titles, locations. There's products as well that I've set up that a person can use. So to set up a term store, the sets and the terms, of course, not difficult, but the planning must be at least 80% of the work that you do. So let's create a new group. I'm just going to, for the fun of this, call it colors. And then that means that under colors, I can then add term sets like blue, and I'm going to add another one, green. Now again, term store is good for things like days of the week and number of weeks in the year and months, etc. So blue, green, red, and we'll just add another one quickly, pink. Bad example, but I just want to explain. So you've got terms and the term sets, and then you've got the terms that you can use under this. Again, term store is available across all your site collections. So if I go back to my site, this means I can actually add what we call managed metadata. So let's go to site contents and find a library or a list where we can add this, just so that I can show you what it looks like. So for now, I think I'll use the documents library just as an example. So on here, I've added choices, I've added lookups, I've even added site columns. But let's add managed metadata. So we'll go to library settings on the specific library. Under the library settings, I can then go and add a column. So create column, and I'm going to choose managed metadata. Once I choose this, I can then see my term store. So if I expand this, there's some of the terms and the term sets that I've created. So for this example, I'll just use products. You'll see that I've got sub products underneath that, which means that I can select a certain level, and from there people should be able to select. So let's just call this products, and I can then say okay, and let's see in the list what that looks like. The nice thing about terms is that they're searchable when you add the details. So to give you an idea, if I go to products here, I can actually either navigate to it by clicking on that, but you can also type and it'll find the details. So that's a very cool thing, as using term store, and that manages any categories across your sites and site collections.